I believe that we're in a season of tremendous innovation, that God is establishing us in a season and in a mentality of things where we've got to do another level and have to perceive another level of advancement, another level of technology. And when I use that word technology, I'm not necessarily talking about electronics in as much as I'm talking about a rewiring of the systems of God in us, that we begin to perceive God in a different manner, that we begin to respond to him not out of our churchianity, but in a relationship with Christ. Now here is the thing. Sociologists say, and even the great Christian sociologist George Barna says this, that the culture changes every 4 years, but the church changes every 20. Now that's a problem for me, because if I was a hymnologist tonight, I would just take the second stanza of A Charge to Keep, which would be to serve the present age, my calling to fulfill. Now we've got an issue, because if the culture changes every 4 and we change every 20, then that means that the world is 5 times ahead of us in technology and advancement. And then we wonder why folk don't want to come to church. Oh, God have mercy. It's because we are preaching to a culture that no longer exists. Okay. Yeah, our church rhetoric no longer succors. It no longer works for a culture that has no clue about what we are talking about. They don't understand what we're singing about. They don't know our politics. They don't understand our liturgy. They don't understand our polity. But watch this. They do want God. Okay, hold on. Let me talk. They want something more than just to be temple players. Okay. They're not necessarily concerned about being bishops and elders, deacons. Why y'all looking at me in that tone of voice? They're not concerned about the games we play. Oh my God. They want God. They just don't want church. Okay. Yeah, they don't want to be saved and come to church and turn out like you. That you only have victory when you in church. You only got a praise when you in church. You only know who you are in church. But who are you? The days of being church functional but life dysfunctional are over. The day of being church smart and life dumb is over. We've got to shift and establish ourselves with innovation. High five your neighbor and say, I feel God working. I feel God working. Innovation. Touch your neighbor, say innovation, innovation. Innovation, innovation. Why do we want to give them something that we have frozen cryogenically that has not worked for us in 20 years? We have just become settled. My God, we don't want to upset the status quo, and yet we want to, oh my God, we want them to come in. But when are we going to go out? When are we going to go out with a credible gospel? Lord have mercy. When are we going to go out and bridge the credibility gap that we say our God is Jehovah Jireh and we broke as the 10 Commandments? That our God is a healer and we're dying from obesity. High five a neighbor that ain't mad at me and tell somebody it's time to innovate. It's time to innovate. Apostle, bishops, pastors, we must make a declaration tonight that we are abandoning every ritual that produces no miracle. If it's a ritual and then God ain't glorified, we ain't got to do it. My God. Why are we having Sunday school and ain't nobody changing? Why are we doing stuff just to excite? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We've got to facilitate atmosphere now. We've got to learn how to build atmosphere. Choirs ain't just singing no more. Praise teams ain't just singing no more. Musicians ain't just tinkering on the ivories anymore. We've got to learn how to build atmospheres. Somebody shout atmospheres. Atmospheres that provoke encounters with God. Encounters that provoke experience. Experience that provokes empowerment. And empowerment that provokes expansion. My God, why are we not doing business? Why are we happy to be somebody in the church and nobody in the marketplace? Why are we sending people to hell before we give them a credible view of heaven? I'm not understanding. Why are we sending people to hell with weaknesses when we have not given them a credible view of functioning power? Don't send me to hell for my weakness and you struggling. But you just know how to wear black and a collar over yours. Don't send me to hell and you've not ministered to me. Don't send me to hell if you've not been touched with the feeling of my infirmity. Don't send me to hell because that's what the old church did. Oh, y'all not talking to me. The Jesus that I know was not afraid to get in the mess with people. It's the Pharisees that try to act like they ain't never done nothing. But when you've been touched, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, I got excited. When you've been touched by God, you can go among sinners and not sin because you know greater